Alright guys, so I have picked up ignition control module with new coils. It has a thing, but I'm not going to use this one because they're not long enough for my liking. So I'm going to have to, I think Stan is going to make a mount for that. And I'm going to de-loom this harness that came off the Bonneville. And I pretty much just need this guy. So yeah, that's kind of the gist of what I'm going to try and do. I know I want to mount this bad boy up here. Mount it, yeah, right there on the ground. Yeah, I'll mount it somewhere along this lines. So, should look good there. But yeah, so that's my plan. Let's just get right to it. Alright, so we went ahead and got it undone. I believe this one is the crank sensor. I believe this one's the cam sensor. And then this one goes into the ignition control module. So I was gonna, cut and splice, but then I was like, we have a plug right here. So I just chopped this plug and we're gonna just attach it to this plug. Because why not? Makes it easier. So, this one right here, obviously is the engine ground. I went and wrote these down. It's really hard to read because my marker shit the bed. And especially because I won't remember what the fuck they do. So on this one, start here. So this is pin A. The colors can be different because of sun. Like the sun will take away the color. Because some of these are actually not even close to the color, but they're the actual color if you go further down. Like if you look at this pink wire, it goes into orange. So yeah, so on pin A here, it's going to be ignition 1 on microsquirt. And then right next to that, we've got this tan and blue. Or tan and black, I mean. I can't read my own handwriting. So tan and black is right here. And that one gets ignition 2. This purple with the white is VR1 negative. Just the negative. Don't just cap off the positive. Now we flip around to this side. And let's see here. I don't even write down E. Which one is that? That's yellow. I didn't write that one down, so I'll have to come back and let you know on that one. This red and black one, I believe this white one is actually not necessary. This one's for your TAC output. Yeah, that's what that is. So that one actually don't even worry about. So this red and black one is pin G on this guy, and that's the cam and crank getting 12 volts. Or, no, ground, my bad. So you ground this one. And then you, on this one right here, that one you put 12 volts into, which is going to be pink, and that's pin H. And you put 12 volts fused on that. So, now that I've kind of explained that, hopefully you understood. If not, I'm going to probably upload or put a video or a picture of an easier way to read it. So, and that will be going based off of this plug. And then obviously you just trace the wires back and just kind of do the same thing, because this is actually a pretty good idea. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get this thing wired in. Alright, so we'll start with, I've got it mounted. I just mounted it where the M90 block off was with, it's actually a 3400 plate. And I just bolted the 3800 ignition control module to it. So it looks pretty good. I think it looks good. Wires should run nicely. I've got my injectors hooked up, 3400. I really didn't mess with anything. The only thing I had to extend so far was the map sensor, which I had to move over here. Not a big deal. And then right now, I'm changing out, this is the 3800 coolant temp sensor, and the plug is round, whereas this one is, well, this is actually a 2, and this is a 3. So I only need a 2. And it's already set up in microsquirt for this one, so I'm going to put this one in there. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm sitting at. I haven't even touched the ignition control module stuff yet. Kind of saving that for last, kind of getting everything else draped. So yeah, let's get this thing in there and then keep going. Alright, so far I've gotten the 12 volts put in, and then I just wired in the VR1. When you get microsquirt, so obviously, I'm assuming if you are watching this, you're maybe looking to do this. When you get microsquirt, the VR1 will have a little piece of on, because this is just cut again. It'll have a little thing on it that tells you which color is negative. So that way you know. I'm going based off of what I used before on the 3400, and I used the green wire. So we got the green wire hooked up down here. I went and blocked off the other wire, which I believe is yellow, and now what I'm going to do is use some aluminum tape, which is like, you use it for like ducting and stuff, and I'm going to go ahead and just wrap all this because this is shielded wire, and my theory with doing that, using this stuff, is that it's going to kind of act as a shielding agent. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we'll continue on. So I figured give that little tidbit there. Whether that actually is how it works or not, we'll find out, but that's what I'm doing. Okay, and it's done. The only thing I have to do yet is figure out the alternator wiring. We got to wire up the starter and put, like, we got to run battery power to the starter and to the alternator, and then that should be good. And then obviously wire the trigger wire, or the signal wire, to the starter as well. I do have my oil pressure sensor that I'm going to have to reroute and I still need to get the T and stuff for this. But yeah, there it is. It's wired. Took a day. Other than the little bit of stuff we got to do underneath, which we'll see whether I feel like I might actually crawl under there and start doing that, because I still got to bolt down like I don't know if you can see that bolt there, but it needs to be tightened. Pretty much just need to go around and tighten everything. But yeah, this thing's on here. Get rid of that guy. So, but yeah, so the injectors kind of fell into place, so they kind of worked out. We put that new coolant temp sensor in there. And then we have our throttle positioning sensor right here. And then we also have our intake air temp right here, which is stuff we'll have to be putting in. But I can't deal with any of that stuff. We have the Northstar throttle body, and I have a buddy that's gonna help me out on throttle body adapter, so that's dope. I got that at First Steel as well, so it's the only reason why I got it, because it is expensive shit. But yeah, so then once I get the throttle body on there, then we can get that wiring plugged in. And then we got to make up this little, got to get the coupler from this throttle body to this. So we'll get that, and then yeah, so once I get this coupler done and we see how that sits, then I'm going to weld up my brackets to hold the intercooler wherever it's going to sit, somewhere's in here, and yeah. And then we got to just do this side. Hopefully we can clock the turbo and it's just going to like land perfectly. We'll see. But yeah. Alright, that's all I got for this right now. If it doesn't continue in the next clip, that was the end. You know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys in the next one.